Welcome back to American Warrior Radio, right here on the Talk to Me station, AM 1060 WMEL. And folks, we are online worldwide, even in San Diego, at 1060WMEL.com. And I got to tell you, this is the time of the month, Glenn, the first Saturday of every month that we bring in Light Up the Darkness with Soldier Heart. So cue that music, Vince. I so look forward to talking to Soldier Heart every month at this time. Can you hear me? Are you on the line?
Yeah, Garen and Glenn, how you guys doing this morning?
Oh, your audio quality is awesome today. Thank you so much, brother man, for joining us. And, you know, the commitment that you've made as a man, as a warrior, as a warfighter, as a supporter is amazing. And I just want to say thank you for that. And I know we got a lot to talk about, but before we even get there, you got a new album coming out.
I got an EP. I got a new EP coming out. It's called Beautiful Pain. It releases July 28th. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm excited about it. We just released the hard copy, pre-order hard copy. We're only pressing up 75 of them, and we completely sold those out in 30 hours. So,
wow, doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. But it comes out July 28th digital through iTunes and Google Play, so I'm excited about that.
Well, you're a lot younger than us, so explain to us what EP is.
It's extended play. So EP could be over between 2 and 6 songs. You know, it's just a little like a mini album type thing. I never released one, so this is my first one. I released nothing but albums, 24 albums that I've released. I've never done an EP, so I was like, I gotta do an EP.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah, because for those of us that remember the old vinyl, I mean, an LP, a long player, was 33, and yeah, that was the 33 and a third disc, and you'd have songs on both sides, but it was like this, man, and this is what I've always said about you, Soldier Heart. I'd go out and buy a new Journey album or, you know, REO or whatever it was, and there'd be a couple good songs, and the flip side was always a bunch of crap. It was a bunch of filler. Not so with Redcon One Music Group, man. You load up everything. It's all good throughout the whole album.
Well, that's what we strive for, you know. That's definitely what we strive for. Like I put out a post the other day. It's like I got so many unreleased songs, and I was looking at my computer. I'm like, there's so many songs that didn't make it, you know, because I didn't like. You know, so we try to put out, you know, good music.
Oh, and you do. You succeed every time. And everybody that pays for your music, and I know you offer a lot of free listening out there, but folks, come on. Jeff's got bills too. Give up a few bucks to support Soldier Heart. You had a question about when?
Yeah, tell us again when it drops.
Oh, cool. Oh, outstanding. And I'm so thrilled with Glenn getting up to speed here with the new
lingo.
The new lingo. When it drops.
Speaking of new lingo, Wikipedia tells us extended play, an EP, is a musical recording that contains more than a single but less than a full album. So
okay. And this is your first effort into that essay, so that's cool. So tell us a little bit about the album, though. What's the inspiration? We know it's going to drop on your son's birthday.
Yeah, it's beautiful pain. It's like beautiful pain. It's struggles that we go through in life that we're not going to be able to learn and get to where we want to be if we don't go through those painful times. Because if we look at our lives and our painful times as something positive, we can take all the stuff, all the negative things, and we learn it and change it to a positive. So as we go forward and go to where we want to go in life, we know we've been through bad times. We're here and we're making it. And we learn from our dark days. That's pretty much what I'm saying. So like I said in one of the songs, I say my greatest asset in life was my dark days. You know what I mean? So I really believe that anything bad, anything dark that happened in my life, that's my greatest asset because I can only go up if I'm knocked down. The only thing I can do is go up.
That's a good perspective honestly, if you can look and see at your darkest day, your worst hour, and that you survived it and you made it through, and maybe you're thriving or maybe you will thrive, but you know that happened, that's in the past, go forward from there. So Beautiful Pain. I love the concept there.
Yeah, I think that's another mental tool, if not more, for our soldiers who are contemplating suicide to use in a positive way when they're in a dark place, to realize that they can get past that and improve themselves and learn from that experience.
Yeah, definitely. It's like Glenn, you and Garen just knocks me out. I fall to the ground. I get knocked out. I'm down on the ground. But a year later, if I'm still on the ground talking about it, that there's something within me that I need to learn about myself. It has nothing to do with you hitting me. If I'm knocked down, I better get back up. Pretty much is what I'm saying.
Right on, brother.
Yeah, the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and also knowing that there's a network of people that maybe never even met you before, but that are willing to at least give you some encouragement. You know, it's somebody to talk to. And obviously with your music, man, share the title to one of the songs on the EP coming up.
I have one called A Legacy. I also have about Take It All Away, and it's about veteran suicide that I wish and issues within the veteran community that I wish I could take it all away. You know, it's just my perspective. I got one called Survival's Guilt, and it's turning the song. You hear it, you already get a negative vibe. But when you hear the song, it turns the you can hear the positive in. You can hear the positive side of Survival's Guilt. You know what I mean? It's really uplifting. Also got a song is Keep Your Head Up. Got a song called Keep Your Head Up, and you know, I kept the EP title and made songs to fit Beautiful Pain. So if you listen to it, if you listen to the Beautiful Pain EP, then you'll like, people are gonna get inspired. They're gonna get inspired for real.
Oh, I'm sure, and I can't wait to listen to it myself. But you hit on a subject that we talked about in the first segment, and that is this horrific, regular, everyday tragedy in this country, where we are losing. And I'm setting aside the 22 number because that's passé. We know it's 24 or greater. And we talked about this. Jeff, what do you think? Soldier Heart. One veteran every hour of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. This is a huge number of people that are calling it quits, giving up on life. They're taking their own lives. This is a monster-sized resource of people that have been there and done that and can really contribute to the country and the world. But they're taking their own lives. So what's your take on that, man? I want people to really get that in their head. That number, 22 or 24, no, that's just a number. Think of it every hour.
Think of it every hour. It equals out to more lives lost to veteran suicide than actual combat. You know.
That's a good point. Yep.
That whole number thing is like, of course, one is enough. I just wish that we could get rid of that number. You know, I'm part of promoting that number. You know what I mean? I'm definitely, as of a couple of months ago, I stopped saying the number. I don't even want to say the number.
I'm with you.
Because it's definitely more than that.
Yeah, it's just a number. I want them to get it in their head. Get in their head that every hour, and I'm sure more, but at least one veteran is taking their life in this country every hour. You know, it's a national tragedy. And you mentioned something that the numbers in 2012 for the United States Army was, and we were still in the throes of battle there, certainly more so than we are now, but they lost more lives to suicide than to combat, like you mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, it's simple math.
Yeah.
If you put it, those numbers that you just gave, so let's say one every hour. You know,
Mm-hmm.
do the math on that. It's more lives than lives lost in actual combat.
Yeah, it's insane. And that song, "Take It All Away," is coming from your heart, wishing you could take it all away from all those that are suffering, or how's that go?
Yeah. Just the whole problem, the whole issue. I wish I could take it all away. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to hear this song.
It's just my perspective on like what I wish I could do. what I mean? People like, I wish I had $1 million. I wish I was president, but this
Ah.
is pretty much saying I wish I could take it all away. Imagine a world without it.
Oh, well, when you were saying that, our producer Kim's over here laughing. She thought that was a good analogy. Yeah. Yeah, and that's true. Everybody, we all dream, oh, gee, if I won the lottery. But for you, it would be taken all away. Man, that says a lot about your character, Soldier Hard. And Glenn mentioned also the Veterans Crisis Line. Have you personally, or any of your network of friends, or all of your fans, reported any success or any stories you want to share about the Veterans Crisis Line?
I honestly, through my experience, I haven't heard one thing. But I speak to a lot of veterans, brothers and sisters personally that I know that called it. It just was not a good experience.
Glenn, what do you got to say?
Well, that's sad to
It's your
hear.
fault, Glenn. No.
Yeah, that's sad to hear. I had talked on the first half about an article in the newspaper that talked about that they were doing not the job they're supposed to do. They were doing a bad job, and a lot of people wanted, I guess the same people from what the radio or the newspaper said, we're leaving work early, and well, that tells me right there that your mind is not on helping veterans, it's on running an errand to the store or something.
Yeah.
The census was mostly what I got was hold please, and they would hold for so long.
Yeah, that was in the article too.
That's
Yeah.
a problem because if a veteran calls that crisis line, it's what I call a red line case. It's
Oh, yeah.
something that you got to stop what you're doing to assist them,
Yep.
to assist that veteran. So if you're putting them on hold, you're just making it worse.
Oh,
by
yeah.
leaving them hanging.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
That's like, throwing gas on a fire. It's just not the way you treat it. And I've got an old story, and I've shared it on American Warrior Radio before, as AVET Project was doing some yellow ribbon events for returning guardsmen up in Oregon. Pulling into town, I'd heard this advertisement on the radio, and it said, "Hey, Veterans in Crisis," and I knew it was geared to the yellow ribbon that was going to take place the next day. That's why they bought the airtime or whatever, and that's fine, So I got the number, checked into the hotel, I called it, and guess what happened?
You were put on hold.
I was put on hold. This was about 4 years ago.
Well,
But
see, that all matches.
yeah, and however, and I have mentioned this also on the program, and that is that the crisis line has made a direct and positive impact in a couple of really desperate situations here. One gentleman up in Navy active, well, he was a reservist up in Jacksonville. It stirred up so many things so quickly that they went out there and actually saved his life. They Baker acted the man, but that was a close friend of mine that was dealing with that. And we've heard one other good example, but like you said, Glenn, they got to clean house. They got to get rid of these people that don't have that as their primary mission.
Yeah, they've hired new management, so you have to give them a break-in period of about 2 or 3 minutes to improve things.
Yeah, but it's not. If you don't have the passion to serve, I mean, look at you, Soldier Hard. You're putting out album after album, and now you've got this brand new EP that's going to drop when again?
July 28th.
Okay.
You hit it on the head. It's passion. You got to be passionate about what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
If you're passionate about what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. So maybe the old employees, they felt like it was work. That's the problem. If you feel like it's work, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah,
If
you're in the
passionate
wrong
about
place.
saving lives and helping people, then everything will be okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and it would be nice to have that as a referral. Hey, anybody you know, call. And we mention it every episode. We put the number out there. But to hear stories like what you have reported to you, and what we hear that is not always successful, it's like that's the last ditch, people. I mean, that's the last opportunity to help somebody that's in a serious funk, in a bad crisis. They're
Yeah, but please hold.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, exactly. And but I do want to say that there are statistics that there's like 100,000 people they have, veterans, not people, veterans that they've helped. So I don't want people not to use the line.
Correct.
Just because there's some problems with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some success rate, but from my experience, I'm only speaking from my experience. I
Right.
have no numbers on what they actually help. All I know is what I'm through my experience. What talking to lot of veterans and having close veteran friends on what they tell me.
Sure. Well, if you've helped one, that's plenty.
Yeah, you've helped one more than some other person has, that's for sure. And Soldier Hard, you get reports back and you get much deserved accolades from so many people about how your music has helped them on their journey, or helped them out of a funk, or helped them to refocus on the good things in life. So this Beautiful Pain, the concept, I mean, I love the name of the album, Beautiful Pain, because it's kind of like, what's that, the opposite. It's a paradox there. It's beautiful and it's pain, but you're taking something really good from something that's really bad.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's about. That's what it's all about.
So
Every single song, every verse, every chorus is turning bad, a negative into a positive.
Okay, and you're such a creative genius, and I'm serious about that. How did you come up with putting those two words together, Beautiful Pain? I want to know.
Just stepping outside the box and reevaluating my life. You know what I mean? Like when you guys first met me in 2012 or 13 to how I am now. You know what I mean? It's just stepping out and like, how did I get so positive now, and how did I get the strength to just like continue going on? And it's just all has to do with learning from dark days. You know, because I learned from it.
Yeah, for sure, brother. And yeah, you're one of the folks that is definitely interested in moving forward. Even though we all have our dark times and our setbacks and all that, you have a singular focus in moving forward, aside from helping others. But that's what you're doing with your life. And it was back in 2010, brother man, because my little granddaughter and Kim, our producer, were trying to find some good music from some younger guys, and boom, came across you. It was amazing. And I'll never forget one of my favorite times with you, Soldier Hard, was at Jackie Gleason,
Miami.
not the stadium.
In Miami?
Yeah, in Miami.
Yeah,
Wasn't that a
that
hoot?
was amazing.
We've had so many good times, and honestly, folks, I know you just had that big celebration honoring your 5 years of music with Redcon One Music Group, and you'll do something like that again, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And also, so what do you got coming up? Are you doing it, Glenn? You had a question, 4th of July or something.
Yeah. Are you doing anything like a concert or an appearance or anything on the 4th?
No, because I left it up to my daughter. You know what I mean? Like
Cool.
I was going to be booked, and I said, "What do you want to do?" She goes, "I want to get fireworks." I was like,
All right.
I bought a lot of fireworks. We're just gonna enjoy our holiday.
Yeah, great. Can you shoot them off at your house, or do you have to go somewhere?
No, I can do it right in front of my house. It's legal where I live.
Great.
Nice.
I'm gonna just have a barbecue. We're just gonna celebrate.
Well, I wish you and them a wonderful time over the 4th, and a happy 4th, of course, to all of America out there.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm going on my 6th year being out. In like the first 3 years, I cheated them. I cheated them my first 3 years. First three 4th of July, I cheated them from the holiday. You know, I didn't want to do anything, but
Yeah.
I learned through Beautiful Pain that my life isn't about me; it's about my kids.
You
I'm
bet.
not gonna cheat them no more.
Outstanding, man. You are a pillar of moving forward, and I really appreciate it, honestly. And the fact that you dedicate this time to American Warrior Radio and our audience, sharing your words and your vision and the music. It's going to be a Beautiful Pain out there on July 28th. So, brother, we'll talk to you soon. I appreciate you spending the time. Have fun there in San Diego.
All right, no problem. You guys take care.
You too.
You too. Take care, Soldier Hard.
Okay, so Glenn, we brought up the subject again of some failures within the VA. We want to talk about their successes and their moving forward, but there's obstacles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it all, if I'm not wrong, it all centers back into this power and control structure where unionization is going to prevent people, even at the crisis line department, from making heads roll. If they're taking off for a long lunch, when we got veterans on the line that need help,
Yeah.
I don't want you there.
Exactly. If the calls are rolling over because you left from work too early on numerous times, I don't want you there. you're not doing your job. And that's pretty much what the newspaper said. And, I don't always agree with the newspaper, but I thought they did a good article on it this time.
Well, I'm going to read that article, and we'll get it posted up there so you all can enjoy it as well. But the bottom line is, if somebody is being paid taxpayer dollars, aside from that, they're getting paid to do a job. And this particular job at the crisis line is really the last stop. If there's a man or woman, veteran or even active duty person, or maybe even a family member that's in crisis and can't take it anymore and is contemplating taking their own life, you got to take it seriously. It's not only your job, you have to want to reach out to them and say, wait, there's, what's your slogan?
Yeah, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I want to say, I'm going to quit using the word job for those people that work at the crisis line and tell them it's a calling. It's not a job. It's a calling.
Yeah, if you don't have the calling to answer those that are calling and are in crisis, if that's not your calling, you don't belong there.
Yeah.
And we have to give the VA the power and authority to just make heads roll. And I'm not talking about being callous or anything, but if you look at a person and their performance isn't what it should be, you got to find someplace else for them or kick them to the curb. I'm tired of this. Same with benefits, same with healthcare, the whole thing. We know it's systemic, but when it comes down to a veteran or somebody making that call at the last moment before they're going to pull the trigger or jump off the chair with a rope around their neck. I'm trying to get some vision, some imagery into this, because we're losing one every hour of every day, of every week, of every month. That's insidious.
Yeah, well, that's just unacceptable is the word for me. And I want to tell you, you need to jump on the line and help any way you can to make this stop happening.
You can help by supporting AVET Project's PR&R retreat program, Project Recuperation and Reintegration. Really, folks, we see so few dollars come in, so very few, but of those that come in, 98 cents goes directly to programs and services. So help us help them. If you can, go on avetproject.org, click on the donate button, and whether it's $1, $5, $50, or $500, we really need it. We can't do this. We do it on a shoestring, and we do amazing things. You follow us on Facebook, you'll see. But we need your help. The Daughters of the American Revolution has a Vietnam Veterans pin that is available. All right? If you are a Vietnam veteran, you've got a pin coming from DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution. Look up your local DAR chapter and tell them AVET Project sent you. We really want to support those gals because they're amazing. Regardless of the chapter, they do great work. So, Glenn, we're back at this time in the program where we give out the number.
Yeah, if you're a veteran experiencing crisis, and if you've been listening, you know what I'm going to talk about. If you're a veteran experiencing crisis, you're a family member of a veteran experiencing crisis, you're a neighbor, you're a good friend, you need to call the Veterans Crisis Line before you take any other action. Call and write this down. That's why we ask you to get a pen and paper. 1-800-273-8255. Veterans Press 1. That's 1-800-273-8255. Veterans Press 1.
Let me jump in real quick. I forgot something. If you are in the Satellite Beach area and you got a flag posted by the football group and the junior ROTC at Satellite Beach High School, please grab that envelope and send some money so they can continue their programs. I'm sorry, Glenn. I had to get that in there. Luli, you did a fine job, one of the cadets, and Colonel Fish, you guys are doing great. So
yeah, them and the football team and some volunteers. And I've seen some where you move the flag to your mailbox post, but you still had the envelope on it. Get the envelope out and make a donation.
And as always,
don't forget, think of that.